I don't know about you, Paul, but I believe everybody deserves a second chance. I really do believe that.
Yeah, and sometimes people have things on their record
That might be bad.
An employer might see when they're going to hire you.
Yeah, and you might be blackballed because of that. Well, there is something called second chance law that you could have that basically expunged or taken out of your record.
How does this work? Interesting story here.
I agree with you. Let's find out.
Scott, could you share with us what is Indiana's second chance law?
Indiana's second chance law is a way for people to go into court and ask the court to expunge or seal maybe some of their convictions that they had in their youth that are preventing them from finding a different job or doing anything else that they would like to in life.
So who would be eligible to apply for the second chance law?
Anyone would be eligible. The question is, when are they eligible? And that all depends upon what they're asking the court to expunge or seal. For example, if somebody has an arrest and they were never convicted of a crime, but they're arrested for something, they can go back within a year after their arrest and ask that that be expunged or sealed so that nobody will be able to go back and look at those records and see that they were arrested for whatever the case may be. Now, if somebody's been convicted, then what they were convicted of depends on when they can go into court and ask to have that conviction expunged.
We're looking at misdemeanors, felonies?
We're looking at both. For example, for a misdemeanor offense, say an operating a vehicle while intoxicated, or perhaps some type of drug charge that they had in their youth, if it's a misdemeanor conviction, they can go back 5 years after the date of their conviction, and they can ask for an expungement. Now, the same thing would be true for other misdemeanors. As you get into the felonies, the period of time that a person has to wait gets a little longer, and also certain felonies would not be eligible for expungement.
Okay. Now, is there a statute of limitations on how far back you can go? Like, is it after 10 years after the conviction you can't apply, or is that open?
A person can go back and ask to expunge or seal as many arrests that have occurred in the past. There's no limitation on that opportunity. But a person only has one opportunity to go back and expunge a criminal conviction. And when they do that, they have to include all of their convictions that have occurred in the past. So that's really the only limitation, is that you only get one opportunity in your lifetime to file this petition if you're trying to expunge a conviction.
So just to clarify, when you have a record expunged, there's no record in the public domain?
Exactly. That's what's supposed to happen when you go in to get an order of expungement. When you get that order, the court is issuing an order to the clerk of the court, the Bureau of Motor Vehicles, the Indiana State Police, everyone, to say, hey, remove all the records pertaining to this individual's arrest or conviction. So that would mean if anybody was to do a criminal background check in the future, those arrests or those convictions would no longer appear. As a matter of fact, under the law, if you've been given, that is, if the court has issued an order of expungement and you're asked on a job application, have you ever been arrested, charged, or convicted of a crime, you are then allowed to say no to that question. And that expunged conviction can't be used to deprive you of any type of job or discriminate against you in any way. As if in fact that were to occur, that's actually a Class C infraction. So it's very beneficial to be able to get that order of expungement. It can help people with their job search.
What type of things would not be able to be expunged or sealed?
Well, a lot of the violent crimes, homicide, sex offenses, those types of convictions, they're not going to be eligible for expungement. But when we're talking about lower level felonies, less serious crimes, and misdemeanors, those will be eligible. Again, it all depends upon when you can file, and in some circumstances, you may have to go get the prosecutor's consent in order to pursue an expungement, but at least it's available to you.
Lots of great information there on that second chance law, Scott. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Kevin Kimbrough with Boomer TV.